Good Tuesday morning. Welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live, thank you for that. Please remember that Facebook does keep the video on our page, so you can go back and watch it whenever you'd like. We do also record these shows, both audio and video, and we upload them to our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. So you can check them out there at your leisure whenever you feel like it, if you don't have time to catch us in the morning. Getting into your traffic today, looking like some more people, although the stay-at-home order was not lifted yesterday, which we'll talk about in a little bit, does look like some folks are starting to ease back into work because there were some restrictions that will be eased a little bit starting right now, some more after May 1st. And of course, as mentioned, we'll talk about some more of that in a second. But some things were clarified and that kind of thing. So it does look like some more folks are trying to head back to work. You're looking at minor delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190. Minor delays at both the Walker or 447 and I-12 intersection, as well as the Range Avenue and I-12 intersection. I-12 itself looking relatively clear at this moment. You're also looking at some delays at 190 and Range Avenue, as well as 190 and Jubin Road. So please keep that in mind. It's currently 58 degrees. Going to be another beautiful day, at least for about half a day. Going to get up to about 84 outside today. 68 your overnight low. You're also looking at a chance for some showers, not necessarily some thunderstorms, just some late night showers after it gets cloudy this afternoon. So again, 58 degrees currently, 84 your high, 68 your overnight low with the chance for some overnight showers. Talking about your coronavirus statistics real quick, 27,068 cases in Louisiana as of Monday's reporting, 17,303 reported recovered, 145,000 total tests, 1,697 deaths, 1,683 patients on 262 ventilators. In Livingston Parish, you're looking at 183 cases, 11 deaths on about 2,100 tests. Today, Parish President Leighton Ricks will speak at 1:30 to discuss the reopening of parish services when the governor issued the stay-at-home order. Parish President Leighton Ricks responded by basically shutting the parish government down. For that time, the Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness stayed open to respond to any kind of disasters that may occur, and of course to be ready to respond to any sort of coronavirus event that might occur in Livingston Parish. At this point, it looks like services are going to reopen at some point. Not entirely sure what that press conference is going to look like because of the governor's announcement yesterday. The release did say that the parish president was going to be watching that press conference and would have comments on it. So not sure if it'll change the trajectory of what. That's a tough one. Not sure if it will change the trajectory of what the parish plans to do here in the next few days leading up to the original expiration date of the stay-at-home order, which was May 1st. Of course, now it's been extended to May 15th. So we will find out at 1:30 what Parish President Leighton Ricks has in store for the parish. Now, we've talked about it a couple of times. Yesterday, the governor announced that the stay-at-home order in Louisiana would be extended to May 15th. Basically, that the state does not meet the criteria. There were a couple of reasons for the decision. Mostly, you have this 14-day period we've talked about several times where you have to have declining numbers of cases, declining number of hospitalizations, and declining number of deaths, among other things. We did not meet that criteria as a state. We still have case growth. We actually have increasing case growth in the Lafayette, Acadiana area, in the Baton Rouge capital area, as well as the Monroe area. Deaths also continue to increase. So the governor said that without meeting the criteria, he did have a discussion with Vice President Mike Pence, who heads the coronavirus task force at the federal level, yesterday morning, and let him know, at least according to the governor, he said he talked to the vice president and let him know I'm probably going to extend the stay-at-home order. And he said the vice president pretty much figured that he would. Right now, Louisiana competes for one of the top spots in terms of per capita cases. So still trying to get out ahead of this. One of the things that the governor said is now businesses who are not yet allowed to reopen can take some time to do things like acquire masks, sanitize, plan for sort of this new normal as we kind of look to businesses and how they've operated as we move towards this new May 15th date, which is the new expiration date for the stay-at-home order. There were a few groups that were a little disappointed with the announcement. That because there have been essential businesses that stayed open that have been able to curb the spread of this. They thought that lessons could be learned, and the governor agrees. He also says this gives them more time to prepare. Of course, expanded health care, which is necessary procedures that might have, before the virus spread, been elective, are now available. But these clinics, as well as these urgent care facilities and that sort of thing, including expanded hospital space, are going to have at least 5 days worth of PPE per office as they try to get back on their feet. Some of you may have received calls in the last few weeks asking you, would you like to reschedule a procedure or something like that, as the healthcare industry tries to stand back up. That is the first one. But still looking at another 2 weeks for the stay-at-home order. There were some changes, though, a few changes. Malls themselves, in terms of being on the inside and walking around and being in the stores, are closed. However, mall stores are allowed to do curbside service as long as employees practice appropriate social distancing and mitigation efforts. Let's talk about the mitigation efforts real quick while we're in the middle of this. Remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds or more with soap and water. Disinfect common surfaces at home and at the office. Wear a mask in public per CDC guidelines. Control your cough with your elbow or a tissue. That includes sneezing as well. Don't touch your face. 10 or less to a gathering, preferably less, as well as staying home if you are sick, utilizing telehealth to talk with your doctor. Also stay home from work if at all possible. So we just talked about malls being open and allowing curbside service. Also, restaurants are allowed outside service. Now, that's sort of with a caveat, and there I am touching my face. One of the things that you are not allowed to do as a restaurant, you may have a patio area open as long as it meets mitigation and social distancing requirements, and you may bring out food as if it were to go, but you do not get tableside service as a diner. They're just going to drop your food off and go back inside. So you may sit at a restaurant, maybe listen to somebody play some music or something like that, or maybe you just want to get out of the house and go sit at a restaurant. But you will not receive tableside service. They will bring you food as if it were to go, and you will be allowed to sit there. Now, one of the things that the governor brought up, as well as Dr. Alex Bu at this past press conference yesterday, is that people should get outside. It's a good time to get outside, face your fear of allergies. I know I have, and I've suffered for it. But get outside, get fresh air, get some exercise. The weather has been beautiful. Yeah, we're going to get some rain maybe over the next day or so, but it's a good time to get outside, get out in the sunshine, and try to get some fresh air flowing in your house as well. That's going to help kind of push things forward, helps lift your spirits, that sort of thing. Some intangible as well as tangible benefits to getting outside. So that was highly recommended yesterday, that people take time every day to just get outside for 30 minutes to an hour. So please remember that. One of the things that the governor was asked about and he discussed was that there is a gray area to this stay-at-home order in terms of which businesses are closed and which are not. One of the gray areas is small-scale retail. One of the things the governor said yesterday is, I have not closed small-scale retail. They may operate under certain guidelines. Now, one of the new guidelines is any employee that is dealing with the public must wear a mask. In terms of small-scale retail, there must be social distancing and mitigation efforts in place. A lot of places in Denham Springs and in Livingston Parish are intending to open May 1st anyway, even though the stay-at-home order has been extended, with specific guidelines. Only 10 or less inside the store at any given time. There's going to be protective barriers between customers and the checkout, as well as employees are going to be wearing masks. So there's and these stores are going to be sanitized as well. So a lot of changes to retail as these businesses sort of get used to what the governor referred to yesterday as a lot of the new normal. He's looking for, going over this next 14-day period, looking for an expansion of all the testing services, which includes regular coronavirus testing, contact tracing, as well as serology testing, which is testing for antibodies, perhaps for use in a vaccine. One of the things about the coronavirus testing, looking to get that up to about 150 to 200,000 tests in May. So trying to get more supply of that. Also trying to make sure that that contact tracing right now, based on estimates from the Louisiana Department of Health, looks like the state's going to need about 700 employees. They have between 70 and 100 at this point. So they're going to be trying to expand that program. And what that is once we kind of get back into this new normal and we start getting to work, once somebody tests positive for the virus, there's going to be a lot of what's called contact tracing. They're going to try to find that person, try to interview them, see how many people they have been near or stayed in touch with. And then they are going to try to, test them, see if they have the virus, that kind of thing. Try to stay on top of this virus as we kind of move forward. And hello, good morning, dog. So that's how contact tracing works. Now, one of the things the governor did say is that he's hoping that this, not only was small retail never closed, but he knows that this has been difficult for the economy. Nobody wants it to open more than him, especially as we are, Louisiana is currently fifth at 27.5% unemployment rate. And, that's been a very difficult time for Louisiana. We're currently fifth again in the nation for that rate. So please, he is aware, and he continues to say that he is aware of that problem, and he is hoping that, we can sort of get back to normal on the 15th as we move forward towards that date. Again, some of the big things that are trying to change is testing, contact tracing, that sort of thing, trying to get ahead of this virus and trying to switch those metrics to where everything's moving down as we reopen. You can't really call it reopening the whole economy. We haven't closed the whole economy. There are people still going to work, but reopening those pieces of the economy that have been shut down, trying to get back to this new normal that we hope we'll get to. And again, it has had a toll on Louisiana. 27.5% is the real-time expected unemployment at this point. That's a 2-week lag on that figure. Louisiana currently ranks 5th in the nation in percentage unemployment. A little bit of good news from yesterday. Sporting Center has released a new line of personal protective equipment. It's masks with high school logos on them. Right now they have Denham Springs, Walker, and Live Oak. There were a lot of requests yesterday underneath the story on Facebook for some of the other teams, including Doyle, Holden, and French Settlement. So they may be expanding that line sometime in the future. But again, you can contact Sporting Center in Denham Springs to get some information on that. Those are personal protective masks that they have designed in-house that, again, are the same color and have the logo of the local high schools. Right now they have Denham Springs, Walker, and Live Oak. If you give them a call, they might be willing to expand that line to places like Doyle, Holden, Albany, French Settlement, Springfield, that kind of deal. So again, Sporting Center putting out the spirit masks here near the end of the academic year. I want to remind folks, Parish President Leighton Ricks does speak this afternoon at 1:30. He'll be talking about reopening the parish and the parish services. That comes after the governor did extend the stay-at-home order yesterday to May 15th, as the metrics just weren't being met. Those were metrics that were given down, those 14-day metrics that were given out by the federal task force. So we'll be looking to meet those benchmarks as of May 15th. Which is when the stay-at-home order has been extended. Please remember, let's go back over these mitigation efforts real quick. Wash your hands for 20 seconds or more with soap and water. Disinfect common surfaces at home and at the office. Wear a mask in public. Control your cough with a tissue or your elbow. Don't touch your face. 10 or less to a gathering. Stay home if sick and get in touch with your doctor via telehealth. please try to stay home and work if at all possible. Current coronavirus statistics in Louisiana: 27,068 cases, 17,303 reported, recovered, 145,000 tests, 1,697 deaths, 1,683 patients in hospitals on 262 ventilators, 183 cases on 11 deaths with 2,100 tests. Just remembered something I want to remind folks of. One of the things the governor brought up that was discussed by Louisiana Department of Health, Dr. Alex Bu, is that 27,000 cases and 17,000 recovered mean that 10,000 people, even with the stay-at-home order, and right now we've been under the stay-at-home order a while, so these people got infected during that time, are still shedding virus. They are still infected. So that's another reason why they have decided to try to ease off of the stay-at-home order. Wanted to make sure I remember to mention that. Once again, with your traffic, you're looking at I-12 is clear, but you're looking at some pretty heavy surface streets delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190, as well as 190 and Range Avenue, as well as 190 and Jubin Road. Also delays at 447 and Walker and I-12, as well as delays at Range Avenue and I-12. It's currently 58 degrees. 84 degrees is your high today. It's going to be going to start getting cloudy this afternoon. 68 degrees is your overnight low, as there is a chance of rain tonight. Small showers, nothing like those thunderstorms that we've had in the past, at least right now. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Please remember we're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays. That is $7 a month. We are also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. We have a free page dedicated to the coronavirus. Usually we are $5 a month online, but right now that page is free. Once again, appreciate you joining us. Please remember that we do give play-by-play updates for these press conferences from the governor. We also have a play-by-play for the parish president this afternoon at 1:30. And we will see you guys tomorrow right here in the booth.